Yo, everybody, it's Yola Ride. So let's get to it.
Bring the pain. Ready to bring the pain for you this week. Ooh, yeah. Guess that didn't work out too well with the fist this week, but that's all right. This is going to be an off-sports subject. Well, it's still got something to do with sports because, as you saw, the title of this is What Flag, Chief? I mean, what flag, really? So let's just get this straight. This one's going to be a super in and out, kind of like Things That Make Me a Jerk episode. Just gonna put a hit squad on the NFL refs and the Kansas City Chiefs and the controversy surrounding them and the no calls that constantly happen. So we've been all watching the Chiefs for the last few years get these easy calls. And a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. It's rigged. There's a conspiracy. The Chiefs just can't lose. They're just lucky. The refs are paid. The NFL has a script, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, the list goes on about all these things that are happening with the Chiefs. But one thing that remains solid is that it's the play of quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Regardless of his numbers and regardless of what's going on right now, Patrick Mahomes is always there and always puts his team in a position to win these games outside of the flags. However, a lot of teams do get caught with their pants down after these flags happen, and that's kind of when the Chiefs kind of strike. I'll talk about that in a few moments. But that's what happens with these flags. The one problem is that it always benefits the Chiefs. It always benefits the Chiefs. So let's go to yesterday. Let's go to yesterday in the first non-call that led to a touchdown. Now, the Chiefs clearly were going to be kicking a field goal at this point. Now, does the field goal make? Does it not make? We don't know, but there's probably points going to be on the board, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal. However, at the end of the day, when you see things like this happen and you go, well, they could have did this play could have did it, that guy could have caught the ball, Hutchinson maybe, or whatnot, this could have went better. However, Houston outgained the Chiefs in yards, had no turnovers, played a great game defensively, and they still lost. And the problem was the defense just getting those flags that caused the problems. Now, the first one, of course, was when Anderson jumped up to try to block a pass while trying to sack Patrick Mahomes. And instead, what he did was he kind of like hit Patrick Mahomes with his chest, but because his face mask was near Patrick Mahomes, that was a penalty. Now, they did, even though a lot of people were up in arms about this, even the announcers are like, you got to let that go. He's going for the ball. Now, me as a football player in high school, which means I have no experience of college or NFL, which whatever, you can have your opinions about that as well, but that's fine. And because it's very plain to see that Will Anderson wasn't going to hit him. If he was going to hit him, he would have lowered and drilled through him, whether that pass was getting off or not. But instead, he was more vertical because he kind of had his arms up because he was trying to block the pass from coming out, thus making him vertical like Patrick and drawing the flag. Now, that's okay. I guess that is. Now, when they came in with their NFL rules analyst, and he came in and he said, unfortunately, they cannot pick up the flag on that. He explained the rule that they cannot pick up the flag on that, and because that there was still contact made, and it could go either way. So therefore, just like instant replay, when that catch later in the game could have, I think it was Hutchinson that made the catch, or Mechie made it. They made the catch and they kind of just said it was a catch, but even though they didn't have the right angle or anything, they couldn't really challenge it. So we see this all the time in the NFL. It's the same with the flags. But unfortunately, this did go the Chiefs' way, and it led to a touchdown. That's the big key. Touchdown, not 3 points and not punting, like in our next incident, which happened at the end of the game when Mahomes was running around aimlessly. This was a big third. I think it was 3rd and 16 or 3rd and 18. It was a big third down. And they literally stopped the Chiefs. Mahomes went running to do his little magic, which is fine. And then what happened? Oh, I know what happened. He was a runner, and he got hit trying to kind of slide which you could say, is he giving himself up? No, he wasn't giving himself up. And when he gave himself up, we're going to get to the play actually here in a few seconds. For the people who didn't see this play, however, they flagged this call. This play immediately led to the next touchdown that put the Chiefs up big, thus winning the game. It changed the entire strategy of the Houston Texans. It changed the entire game flow. It changed right there at that point. The Texans were like, we have the fire. We have the momentum. It was 12-13, and we had it. They had it, and they lost it. Now, of course, so what happened was Mahomes goes running. He goes to cut up by the sideline. Immediately, when he goes to cut by the sideline, there's nothing there. The defender actually played off of the defense or the blocker and went towards the sideline. So Mahomes then goes back in. He's kind of just dancing around. At that moment, as a viewer, I'm like, he's going to get the shits knocked out of him because he's just standing there. And these dudes are coming and been trying to kill him all game, right? So next thing you know, he goes to the left. He sees it coming. He tries to slide. Now, here is the problem. Here's the problem. It doesn't matter at this point. You sliding or not, you're going to get waxed. Unfortunately, he didn't even really get hit. The two defenders end up hitting each other practically head to head with like maybe 5% of Mahomes' helmet in there, and they flag it immediately. Troy Aikman flips out and says, oh no, or you got to be kidding me. He says something. I can't remember what it was. I had not gone back and watched it. Of course, I already see the clips are hitting on the internet right now. And practically, he's like, you got to be kidding me. And the minute he said it, you could hear his mic. Go listen to it. His mic gets cut. And then after it gets cut, probably because he swore, because it was bullshit. And at the same time, this is what people are talking about with the Chiefs. That play alone, that shouldn't have been a flag. That play extended that drive, and the Chiefs ended up scoring. The third incident, now we got 2 touchdowns in this game. 2 touchdowns. The third incident was when after they make these big plays. So go back and watch it. Immediately after the Chiefs get a controversial call, they go for your jugular. I've seen touchdowns in the past couple weeks made. Yesterday was a huge touchdown, a huge play down the field. After they made that play, they chucked it. They chuck it for a reason, because the defense is like, oh, what just happened? We should be getting it. They're all angry. They're not ready to deliver the long or defend the long ball, which is a great play by the Chiefs, by the way. It's nothing, but they're taking advantage of those situations, and which is fine. I get it. That's part of the game. But some of these situations shouldn't be happening and putting the Chiefs in these situations. The Chiefs should be up 13-12 at that point. However, this goes to it going on with the Chiefs. So as they go down the field later in this game, Patrick Mahomes goes to step out. This is the third incident. Now, there wasn't a flag on this, but at that point, you could tell. You can even watch in the replay. Go watch the replay. When he gets hit, he actually doesn't get hit. He was going out of bounds, and he stops because he knows the defender is coming at a full speed. So the defender kind of just puts his hand on him and pushes him, and Patrick Mahomes flops. He flops. He literally flopped like LeBron. He literally flopped like a soccer dude, whatever you want to call it, a lay football guy, whatever you want to say that flop is. He flopped. And at that moment, it was like everybody got real silent. The player got real scared. It like immediately after touching Mahomes with just an open hand, no force at all, just a little push just to make sure he goes out. Because again, that's what Patrick Mahomes and all these quarterbacks are doing. They're trying to make the person to let up so they can step back in and score. So you're taking it and you're giving the quarterbacks and the runners kind of a mental advantage that it shouldn't be an advantage. Because you're saying to the defenders, if you hit that guy out of bounds or near out of bounds, we're going to flag you. But then what happens when they stop, the guy flies by and they step around him and score the touchdown? That's not right. You're taking the fun out of the game. You're taking the way the game is supposed to be played out of the game, and you're allowing people cheap little shit like this to actually determine the end of games. So he flops, and I'm telling you, go watch this slip. Everybody in the stadium just goes, oh, right? And the whole defense is like, oh no, they're going to flag. They're going to flag. You can see it. and the flag doesn't come. Because I think at that point, if the flag comes, there's a real big problem. Now, for the years, I will say this, the NFL has hidden some things, like, of course, Deflate Gate. There was that thing. Of course, the Patriots. And then, of course, Spygate against my Rams. They let the Patriots do that, against the Panthers as well, Eagles up in the air. But they let people do that. When there's a person like Tom Brady or somebody like Patrick Mahomes, they kind of just give them benefit of the doubt. They are the superstar of the league. They are the league right now. And with the Chiefs looking to win 3 Super Bowls, of course the refs and of course the people are going to make it. But now this reffing crew is 7-0, I think, when reffing Chiefs games. You can't have them ref another game. You can't have the same reffing crew out there making these same mistakes, giving them an leeway when knowing that Buffalo and the Ravens, whoever makes it to that game next week, have worked hard through many difficult times this entire season. Now, I'm not saying that the Chiefs had a difficult season, because they have. But at the same time, everybody needs a little help. It's just the Chiefs get way too much. Have a great day, everybody, and always remember to bring the pain. Ooh, yeah.